Hello Ohana, it's Elena from Ohana Getaways, and today I am bringing you the 8 adult-only activities that you can do at Walt Disney World. This is something I have a ton of experience in. My husband Eric and I go to Walt Disney World by ourselves very frequently, and it's so fun to run around the parks and jump on rides, and you don't have like this big party with you, and you can drink and you can have fun, and of course you can do that with the family too. We have brought the fam with us, and it's of course a blast. I love it. But these 8 things are, in my experience, the top to do at Walt Disney World. And the first one, starting us off, is pretty obvious. It's something that a lot of people already know. It's drinking around the world in Epcot's World Showcase. There are 11 countries back there, all serving tons of really cool like drinks, cocktails. I think there's some mocktails back there, and if you are just going for adults, this might be something you want to try. But fair warning, it's 11 countries and it's tough to get through. Even if you are just planning to have one drink per country, I have some suggestions and tips. And the first one is share drinks. This is something that we do pretty frequently, unless there's really a drink that I want that he doesn't want, or vice versa. My number one tip is to share drinks back there. My next tip is to start early. Our most successful trip around the world was when we started back in Mexico, and we had lunch back there, and we shared a drink at each country and made it all the ways back around to the UK, I believe is the last country, or Canada. Canada is the last country back there. And we had already had dinner and had multiple snacks, and it took us from noon until park closed. It's an investment of your time. It is pretty much the whole day in Epcot back there. Another fun thing you can do with drinking around the World Showcase is get a lanyard with a little passport, and it will have each country listed, and you can jot down what drink you had. We have done that before. I don't have a lanyard with me. I think it's in my scrapbook. I have the lanyard. I don't have the passport. I think it's in my scrapbook. But you can get that, and it's a fun keepsake to remember, or you can just take a photo at each one and jot down the drink, or maybe just put it in your notes app in your phone. That's a fun way to do it too, and to remember the trip and remember the countries and really enjoy it back there. My second adult-only activity in Walt Disney World is taking advantage of signature dining. And by signature dining, I mean the more high-end restaurants that Walt Disney World has to offer. The first one that I suggest to most clients is California Grill. California Grill is amazing. It's at the top of the Contemporary Resort. You can go and schedule your dining time so you can be there for fireworks. They're also known for their sushi at California Grill. It's a lovely, lovely way to spend the evening. I highly recommend it. Reservations for dining are competitive, so I highly advise you to book that early if that's something you're going to do, or if I'm your agent, I will book that for you. Some more great restaurants that Disney has is steakhouses, and I have 2 in particular I like. That's Yachtsman Steakhouse, that is over at Yacht and Beach Club, which is at the Boardwalk area, and also Le Cellier, which is in the Canada Pavilion inside Epcot's World Showcase. Those are excellent steakhouses. We've eaten at both. We've enjoyed both. Lastly, on the signature dining is Victoria and Albert's, and that is going even more above signature. Victoria and Albert's is a AAA 5-diamond restaurant experience, and that's what it is. It's really an experience. This will take a few hours of your time. Reservations are made way far in advance, and this is a rather pricey evening, but from what I hear, it is well worth it. There's a chef's table, a sommelier, and I haven't been there yet being the operative word, but Victoria and Albert's would be a very, very special way to spend the evening. Okay, my number 3 adult-only activity for you to do at Walt Disney World, and that is a monorail crawl. I love just hopping on the monorail and zooming around the monorail resorts. It's a really good time, and a way to make that even more fun is to do a little monorail crawl on an evening that you have free while you're in Disney. There are 2 ways that you can do a monorail crawl, and one is a paid event through Disney that you can book in advance. It's called Highway Highway in the Sky Dine Around, and it is $170 per person plus tax, and what you are getting is a stop at all 3 monorail resorts. So you are, I believe you're starting in the Polynesian for drinks and snacks. You are going over to the Grand Floridian for your meal, I believe, and then I know for sure you're ending in the Contemporary, where you are having, I believe, dessert, cocktails, and you can go out onto the private patio and see the fireworks. So that is a really fun way to do it, a really special event. Tickets are limited, so that's something to think of ahead. You can also do it another way, and this is the way I've done it, is you can do a monorail crawl on your own. So that's really fun. There's a few really great bars and lounges if you'd like to take advantage of those in the monorail resorts. So when I say monorail, I'm only talking about the Grand Floridian, the Polynesian, and the Contemporary. In the Magic Kingdom area, you can also go over to Wilderness Lodge, and you can go over to Fort Wilderness, and they have some great spots too, but I'm just going to talk about hopping on and off the monorail. If you are over at the Polynesian, this one's my absolute favorite, you can head over to Trader Sam's, which is this interactive, fun tiki bar, and it's adults only, 8 p.m. to closing. Before that, you can bring the family in. It's really small, and they serve signature drinks, and depending on the drink that you order, sometimes things happen inside there, and it's this really cool, really fun experience. The bartenders there, they are not just bartenders, they are cast members. They're getting in on the action and getting you involved, and it's a really fun experience. Outside of Trader Sam's, you can come out, this is me coming out of Trader Sam's, you can come outside, make a right, and go right outside to the Tiki Terrace, and there's usually some live music in the evening. You can order some small plates, some bites. I've had really good food there, and have some drinks out there. So you can rotate both. If Trader Sam's, since it's such a small venue, if it's packed in there, they will take a reservation for you, and you can sit outside on the Tiki Terrace. From the Polynesian, you can hop over to the Grand Floridian. The Grand Floridian has the brand new Enchanted Rose, which is a Beauty and the Beast themed lounge. This replaced Meisner's Lounge, and it's a great spot to grab a drink, some small bites there. The theming, of course, because it's Disney, is amazing, and who doesn't love Beauty and the Beast? I do. You do, I'm sure. If you don't, let's talk. Okay, so, and while you're in the Grand Floridian, there is typically either a pianist or the Society Orchestra. They rotate their entertainment there. So even if you're not in Enchanted Rose and you want to come down to the lobby, you can really enjoy an evening of entertainment. And it's a beautiful resort. It's lovely to just sit, have a drink, have a snack, do a little people watching. It's really nice there. Lastly, you can hop on the monorail and go right over to the Contemporary. There is a bar at the Wave, which is a restaurant there. And then there's also the Outer Rim Lounge, which I particularly like because I have fond memories of sitting there on Christmas Day when there was a Steeler game on. We spent the morning at Magic Kingdom and then went on over to the Outer Rim Lounge and had, a couple drinks and just watched the Steeler game, and we had a great time. Went back to Magic Kingdom later on Christmas Day. It was crazy. So it was a really fun time. So that is the Monorail Crawl. The number 4 adult activity to do at Walt Disney World is just people watch. Just grab a drink, grab a snack, and people watch. And you can do this anywhere at any time. Of course, you can sit on a bench, you could be riding on the bus. I mean, you're people watching nonstop. But here are a couple of my absolute favorite places. And number 1 is Baseline Tap House. This is in Disney's Hollywood Studios. I love this place. It's in the Grandview Avenue area, and there is an outdoor seating and indoor seating. Outdoor, of course, if the weather is nice, it's perfect. A secret tip, if you are on the inside of Baseline Tap House, you can head towards the restrooms, and you are in the back of the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, and they usually have a popcorn machine back there, and they will give you some popcorn, and you can bring it back to Baseline Tap House, and that's just a hidden secret there. Baseline Tap House overall, they sell California wines and beer, and they also have one of my absolute favorite hard ciders, the Ace Space hard cider in the bloody orange flavor. That seems to be the most popular there. They always have it on the menu. One time they had pineapple. wasn't a fan. But the bloody orange, if you're there, I highly suggest it. It's delicious. They have a few items on their menu. They have a charcuterie board, the large pretzels, some spiced nuts, things like that. And it's a great place to just chill out, spend, an hour of downtime, or if you're waiting for your next fast pass and you just want to relax and grab a drink. My second favorite place to grab a drink and people watch is in Animal Kingdom, the Dawa Bar, and that is in Harambe Village as you're heading towards Festival of the Lion King, a Tusker House, things like that. It's a great outdoor bar where they're serving African wine and beer. You can hang out and people watch, and if you keep going in the back, another fantastic spot to hang outside is the Nomad Lounge outside of Tiffin's Restaurant. Tiffin's Restaurant is a signature restaurant, and outside you don't have to make a reservation. You could just come in, grab some signature cocktails, some drinks, and hang out. If you see fluffiness in the corner, it's my cat, Figaro. I don't know if he'll come up here or not. He's bad. Okay. So my number 5 adult-only activity in Walt Disney World is to go hang around in Disney Springs. So in Disney Springs, there are tons of restaurants and lounges and bars and entertainment, and I would be here all day if I named them all. But a few of my top recommendations are going to the Edison. The Edison is a steampunk themed lounge. It's really trendy. It seems even a little edgy because at 10 p.m. there's this dress code and they have these live entertainments and the outfits they wear are kind of crazy, but it's a really, really cool spot. I've peeked my head in there a few times. I haven't been there during the late night time, but everything that I hear is really awesome about the Edison. Enzo's Hideaway Tunnel Bar. This is, I believe it's in the back of Maria and Enzo's restaurant. It is a rum runner bar where they're serving scotch and rum and whiskey, and I'm sure they're serving beer and wine and other cocktails. I know they serve other cocktails back there as well, but this is supposed to be Enzo's hideaway bar from the Prohibition era. So if you were dining at Maria and Enzo's, that's a great, pre-drink or after-drink spot to check out at Disney Springs. My last at Disney Springs, even though there are so many to check out, is Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. I love this one. This is so immersive and it's so well themed. It is themed after Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark. It is his private pilot that's in the movie, and this is his hangar bar, 1940s style. It's a really cool spot. I love just hanging out and having a drink in there. I've done that on a couple trips actually. It's a really cool spot. So that is my take on Disney Springs for adult-only activities. My number 6 recommendation is having the perfect date night. And I think the perfect date night is at the Boardwalk Resort area because there are so many spots that you can grab a drink, grab something to eat, walk around, and I'll give you a few of my recommendations. First, I would start, if I was having a casual night, I would start at Big River Grill and Brew Works. They have a lot of craft beers on tap. That's something my husband and I really, really enjoy. We would grab a drink there. If there was a game on or something like that that he wanted to see, that we would head over to the ESPN Club. That's really cool. They're always playing everything. Anything major sports is playing there. We've been there for quite. After a drink, we would probably go to one of the restaurants there, Yachtsman Steakhouse, which I had mentioned before. Inland Compass is there as well. They do really great seafood. We've eaten there, and I would probably have a reservation for dinner. After dinner, there are a few spots that I love. You could keep it casual and just walk the boardwalk and check out the entertainment. There is usually something boardwalk-esque out there. And you could grab an ice cream over at Ample Hills. That would be a really fun date. You can also pop into the Abracadabra Lounge, which I happen to love. This is probably one of my top adult-only spots in Walt Disney World. It's a magician-themed lounge, and the cocktails are phenomenal. The decor is phenomenal. Even the menus are neat. I really love Abracadabra. I've had a great time there. That's one of my high recommendations. My next recommendation would be heading on over to the Dueling Piano Bar Jelly Rolls. If your city has a dueling piano bar, then you already know what I'm talking about, but if not, you walk in and there is a cover charge there, and there are two pianos that face each other, and they will a lot of times take requests. You can leave a tip in a request and they'll play really fun crowd favorite songs, and it's a really fun time at Jelly Rolls as well. So that would be my perfect date night at the Boardwalk Resort. It's a lovely area. Even if you are just strolling along, checking out the resorts, the Boardwalk Resort, Yacht and Beach Club Resort, you can walk on over to Epcot's World Showcase and just take a stroll around there as well. It's the perfect night, in my opinion and in my experience. And my 7th recommendation for adult only time is to do golf. If you are into mini golf, there are 2 courses there. There's Fantasia Gardens and there's Disney's Winter Summerland. Those are both fun. If you are more of an avid golfer, there are 3 18-hole golf courses. There are 2 over the Grand Floridian area, and there is 1 over at Saratoga Springs. Usually you need to make reservations ahead. Mini golf, not so much. You can walk up and grab a time, but I do recommend making reservations for the larger golf courses there. And my very last 8th and final recommendation is go to the spa. What is more adult only time than relaxing and enjoying the spa? And Disney has 2 spas. They have the Senses Spa at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, and they have the Senses Spa at Saratoga Springs. So actually you can put 8 and 9 together, and if somebody golfs, somebody could be at the spa and vice versa. Switch it up, do both. That would be really fun. So there you have it. Those are my 8 recommendations for adult-only activities at Walt Disney World. I hope that you learned something, maybe jotted a few things down. If you would like to book a Walt Disney World vacation package or any Disney destination, including Disney Cruise Line and Disneyland, please go ahead and reach out to me. My email will be in the comments, and if you like this kind of video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be posting on here weekly with more tips and tricks for Disney destinations.